For lunch, I made deviled chicken, and this started the night before. So first, check out what I need for deviled chicken. For the marinade, I have a Kashmiri red chili powder that's not at all particularly spicy powder, like just standard red chili powder. I also have, I don't know if you can see there, turmeric, and I have salt. Did you see that package, that thin plastic package of Kashmiri chili powder? The reason that Indian spices are so inexpensive is that you just buy like a thin packaging and then you pour it into your old container. So that's what I do. It really helps keep costs down in Indian households. All right, so I sprinkled about a teaspoon ish of the red Kashmiri chili powder, maybe about a teaspoon of the um, turmeric, and like 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And that marinated overnight. Here's the next day, getting ready for lunch. I've taken my chicken out of the fridge. As always, there is a bowl that is lined with a um, produce bag here, and you see it's already being used. That way we avoid multiple trips to trash cans, things spilling and dropping, and let's always try to keep our kitchen clean so we don't have to clean it unnecessarily. Keep it clean so it can stay clean. All right, I have an onion there. I ended up using about half of that red onion. Notice that I have two kinds of peppers. The long kind is a banana pepper, which is spicier, and then the fatter kind is the sweet cubanelle. You can play around with that ratio based on how much like spice heat I should say you can handle. I also have 2 garlic cloves chopped up there, diced. I have 2 kinds of tomatoes. I'm going to talk more in a moment about the 2 kinds of tomatoes that I have there. I have one of 2 different kinds. I have some ginger paste, oyster sauce. I have a soy sauce. This is a Chinese soy sauce. Very important. Don't use Japanese soy sauce. It doesn't go with this. I have a sweet soy sauce, also known as ketchup mani or Malaysian or Indonesian soy sauce. It's a thicker, darker. Now, I also have salt there, but I'm just letting you know because of those other sauces that we have, you're almost certainly not going to need salt. Remember, we also salted our marinade, our rub for our chicken. I have red pepper flakes. I had crushed red pepper flakes. Now, adjust that for your needs based on, remember, we did have spicy peppers, ketchup, and I have jaggery powder, which is like a kind of sugar. You could use white sugar, you can use brown sugar. Brown sugar is fantastic here, but white sugar too. All right, so I have my pan on medium. I'm going to put a little oil in there. We need to fry our chicken drumsticks. I did leave the skin on for this. You can remove the skin. We don't want to crowd our pan when we fry. What happens when we crowd a pan when we're pan frying or sauteing? It doesn't saute, it doesn't fry, it steams, it boils. So we want to make sure each piece is getting plenty of room. Okay, I have 2 kinds of tomato here. The kind you see on the right was a Roma tomato. It's a much fleshier tomato with less juice and seeds in it, fewer seeds. Now the one on the, I'm sorry, that's the one on the right is the Roma. The one on the left, this is a vine ripened tomato. It's much juicier. It has more seeds. That's not really what I want. I wanted to remove like the excess liquid and seeds and mostly just have the remaining flesh. So that makes this vine ripened tomato not the ideal tomato. However, all I had in the house was these 2 tomatoes, and cooking is all about using what we have. I see that a lot of American people are put off at the idea of cooking because they think they have to have exactly what a recipe calls for, and you don't. Try to find ways to work with what you have. And so that's what we're doing here. So I just peeled, or I should say I cut my tomatoes lengthwise kind of into thick strips, and just try to scrape as much as you can, like not within reason. Scrape some of the juice and the seeds out. All right, checking on our chicken. It's really important that our chicken cooks completely at this stage because it's not going to get a chance to cook in the sauce. By the time we add the sauces, we're done basically. So you may have noticed that I put my sauce bottles on their sides. All of my ingredients are prepped, cut, ready to go, and that's because when we stop cooking the chicken and we start with other things, the recipe does move very quickly. I have a paper plate lined with a paper towel. Notice there's a lot of oil splatter there's my garlic and ginger. Notice that there's a lot of oil splatter on my cooktop, and that is because I choose not to use a splatter guard. I know some people do, and here's one of those times when you have to say, what is the most important to me? Is it keeping things clean and not getting things dirty, or is it cooking in a way that I think is the most suitable for me? Now, one of the reasons that splatter guards work so well is that they trap a lot of the heat inside. So it's not just the oil that can't splatter out, it's the steam that can't get out. And for me, I just find that whatever I am frying, whether it's shallow fry or deep fry, this is a shallow fry, obviously, it just doesn't, turning my heat down so I won't burn my onion and garlic. It's moving fast. It only took like 20 seconds in that oil, barely that. Then I toss in my onions, I toss in my sweet and my banana peppers. But yeah, I would rather have my fried foods actually fry rather than steam and boil even a little bit unnecessarily. And I don't mind having to clean up my countertop. So we weren't trying to really cook those peppers and onions. I just wanted to soften them just super quickly. That whole process took like maybe a minute. Now we're adding our ketchup mani or our sweet soy sauce. You see why I put it on the side, right? We're trying to warm it up and loosen it up because it takes a while to come out. Only our Chinese soy sauce is a little like thinner. It's like waterier. So, all right, so that will take like 15 seconds maybe. I'm going to toss in some of my red pepper flakes. Adjust per your ability to handle heat. Keep in mind how much banana pepper you added when you add in your red pepper flakes. Please don't leave it out though. It's better to use less banana pepper and make sure you use a red pepper because it's two totally different types of spice there. All right, we used some ketchup. We got a little sweet. We got some salty. Our oyster sauce gives us some umami. Our jaggery, or if you use brown sugar or white sugar, that's going to give you a little sweetness. All right, so this really just needs a minute. I did increase the heat back to medium now that I'm going to add my chicken. The sauce is going to thicken very quickly. So we're staying close by. We're carefully stirring this together. And time to plate. Now, what I like to do is remove the chicken pieces and put them on a platter. This is kind of a messier dish, so honestly, I serve it one person at a time. This isn't like a party food. and then I put my sauce on the side in a bowl, so that the person can, if they want to, dip their chicken wings, they can mix it with their rice if they want to. Usually we would serve rice with that. Now this is something called tondekai, kovakkai, tindora, depends on what your language is in India, what you call this vegetable. It is so good. It's my favorite. Every Indian, if they see that, they love it. And I slice it lengthwise, and I just quickly pan fry it. And not only is it delicious, and I promise you, you will love it. Go to an Indian grocery store that has a vegetable section and see if they have something called tindora or kovakkai. You will love it. And it also has sugar managing properties. Like, so it's like really helpful in the fight against diabetes. Notice that we did use some sugar in here. So this sauce does, and served with rice, it does have the potential to give a light spike to our blood sugar. So, one of the ways that you can combat that is by eating something like tondekai, kovakai, that will, it's like has natural blood sugar um, managing properties, but also really any high fiber vegetable that you can eat alongside that meal will help control your blood sugar in that case. I hope that you like this super quick and easy lunch that Eric and I are having today. Take care. Bye.